So once again, good morning all. So in the last lecture, we have started with the types of layouts. So basically there are four types of the layouts which are mostly used in the industries. The first one is a process layout. Second one is called as a product layout. Then fixed position layout is there and the group technology is there. So out of that particular four layouts, the first type of layout we have discussed in the previous lecture, which is called as a process layout, and that process layout, it is also called as a functional layout. Okay. So what is meant by that particular process layout? Where it is used whenever we have to go for the batch production. Whenever you have to go for the batch production. So in that case, the process layout or the functional layout we are using in the industries. Okay. So what is the basic meaning of the process layout? So whatever the similar type of machines are there. So all that similar type of machines are to be grouped together. That means number of milling machines are located at one location only. All the lathe machines, all the grinding machines, all the welding machines, these are located at the one locations only. And whatever the production is taking place, that production will be taking place in the form of batch type. That means the first lot is coming. On that particular first lot, all the lathe operations will be performed, all the milling operations will be performed. Then that product or that particular batch will be moving in the forward direction. Again, at the second time, again the second batch is coming. Again, we are performing all the types of operation at one location only, and that product or that material is forwarded into the forward direction. But that particular layout is having some of the advantages, some of the disadvantages. That advantages and disadvantages of the process layout, that also we have discussed in the previous lecture. So now in the today's lecture, we will discuss about the second type of layout, which is called as a product layout. Okay, and it is also called as a line layout. So this particular product layout or the line layout, it is mostly used for the mass production. That means if you have to manufacture the similar type of product in mass quantity, if you have to manufacture the similar type of product in mass quantity, at that time this product layout we are using in the industry. It is also called as a line layout. You know about that. Many times you heard this particular word, the production line is there. So what is meant by that particular production line? Maybe you have seen the manufacturing process of the two-wheeler vehicles or the manufacturing process of the four-wheeler vehicles. So there is one production line is there. One start point is there, and at another side the end point is there. From the starting point, sometimes the engine is coming, that engine will be fitted on the body. Then second time, the back portion will be fitted. Then at the third location, the axle will be fitted. Then at fourth location, the vehicle tires will be fitted. Then whatever the number of accessories are there, that accessories will be fitted on that particular vehicle, and at the end, you will get the total vehicle in the assembled position. So in such cases, in such types of the industries, so this particular layout, product layout, or it is also called as a line layout, it plays very, very important role. So what is the meaning of that? Let us see. Machines are arranged in the sequence as per the product requirement. So if you have to manufacture one product, according to the requirement of that particular product, we have to set the sequence of machines. For example, if I have to manufacture the gearbox, so what is the manufacturing process of the gearbox? First of all, I have to perform the fixing operation, then I have to perform the drilling operation, then I have to perform the milling operation, then I have to perform the welding operations, then I have to go for the painting, then I have to go for the inspection. Like that, whatever the operations we are performing on that particular gearbox, first of all, we have to prepare their sequence. In which sequence you have to manufacture the gearbox. And as per the requirement of the gearbox manufacturing process, we have to set the sequence of machines. First machine is lathe machine, second machine is drilling machine, third machine is milling machine, then fourth machine is welding machine, then painting, then inspection. Like that, we have to set the sequence of operation, and according to the sequence of operations, we have to set the sequence of machines. And if I will set all those particular machines in the proper sequence as per the requirement of product, that particular layout is called as a product layout. The facilities can be arranged to achieve the effective flow of material handling in the lower cost. So if I will use this particular product layout or the line layout in the industries, the efficient flow will be taking place, because here there should not be any backtracking, because whatever the machines I have set at any location, this machine I have set at that particular location as per the requirement of the product only. Once all the operations are performed on the lathe machine, then that product will be moved in the forward direction only. Again, from the third machine or the fourth machine, that product will not come to the lathe machine number 1, because whatever all the operations are required which I have to perform by using lathe machines, I will perform all those particular operations at the machine number 1 only. Once operations will be over, then it will be moved in the forward direction. Therefore, here very less material handling is to be required, and due to the less material handling, whatever the cost is required, that cost is also very less. Then the special purpose machines are used which perform the required functions quickly. So in this particular product layout, some special purpose machines are also provided. Special purpose machines in the sense, in between turning and in between the milling operations, if you have to utilize sometimes the CNC machine or the VMC machine, in that case also such types of the special purpose machines are also provided in this particular product layout, because some of the operations are there or some of the tasks are there which will not be performed by using the regular machine. So for that purpose, some high finishing machines are required, some special purpose machines are to be required. So such types of the special purpose machines are also provided in this particular product type of layout. Then the equipments are closely placed along with the sequence in which the item is processed. So equipments are closely fitted or it is closely placed along with the sequence. So whatever the equipments, additional equipments we are using, or sometimes the difference between the first machine and the second machine, it is also very less, because once all the operations are to be performed on the machine number 1, immediately that raw material or that particular product has to move to the machine number 2. If all the operations are performed on the second machine, again it will be moved into the third machine. So whatever the sequence, whatever the distance I have kept in between machine 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, it is also very less, or all the machines are very close to each other. In addition to that, whatever the additional equipments are required, sometimes you require some compressed air, sometimes you require some of the spanners, sometimes you require some of the hammers. So whatever the additional equipments are there, that additional equipments are also provided near to that particular all the types of machines. And many times whenever we are going to the industrial visit, if you have observed, there will be some assembly line. So in that particular assembly line, at one location the product is coming, at second location, if you take the example of vehicle engine, so at one location that engine block is coming, then at the second location maybe we are fitting all the important devices, like we are fitting the piston ring, we are fitting the piston, then whatever the additional crank is there, so whatever the nuts and bolts are there, whatever the different types of the rings are there, so all these particular additional accessories, it should not be fitted at one location only. Once I will fit the piston ring, then it will be moving the forward direction. At the third location, I will fit the piston. At the fourth location, I will fit the crank. So like that, sequence will be prepared. But in addition to fit that particular piston, or if I have to fit that particular piston ring, some additional accessories, some additional equipments are to be provided. So that particular equipment will be provided near to that particular assembly line only. So for that purpose, that operator or that worker has to not travel any type of distance. So such types of the facilities are to be provided in case of a product type of layout. Okay, so if I have to go for the mass production as compared to the process layout, what is the difference between this layout and the previous layout? In case of a process layout, the batch production will be taking place. All the machines, all the similar type of machines are grouped together. But here, the similar type of machines are not grouped together. Here, I will set the sequence of operation, I will set the sequence of machine, and according to that particular sequence only, the raw material is converted into the finished good. Therefore, if I have to manufacture similar type of product in mass quantity, at that time this product layout or the line layout plays very important role. Therefore, I have given the example of assembly of two-wheelers or assembly of the four-wheelers. So similar type of two-wheelers I have to manufacture, similar type of the two-wheelers I have to go for the assembly, or similar type of the four-wheeler vehicle I have to manufacture. At that time the sequence is set, sequence of machine is also located, sequence of operation is also finalized. Therefore, in one day, if you are preparing or if you are manufacturing near about 10 four-wheeler vehicles, in one day you are preparing the, for example, I am giving 10 four-wheeler vehicles. So all the four vehicles, all the 10 four vehicles are having the same construction, same operations. That means I am producing similar type of product in mass quantity. At that time, this product layout or the line layout plays very important But again, it is having some, through this particular figure also you can see the first one is a turning operation, then after that milling operation, then drilling operation, then assembly, then inspection, and then dispatch. So through this particular block diagram also we can easily understand that the sequence of machine or the sequence of operation is totally fit. So turning operation will be performed by the lathe machine. Milling operation will be performed by the milling machine only. Drilling operations will be performed by the drilling operations or drilling only. I will do the assembly. Then I will go for the inspection, and at the end dispatch will be taking place. So like that, so many lines are available. All the lines are producing the similar type of product because I have to go for the mass production. But again, this product layout, it is also having some advantages and it is also having some amount of disadvantages. So what is the major advantages? So through this particular product layout, whatever the cost is required for the material handling, whatever the amount of cost is required for the material handling, that cost is very less as compared to the process type of layout. Because in the process layout, what we are doing, we are taking all the 100 products in lathe compartment. After lathe operations, we are taking all the 100 products in the milling compartment. So for moving that particular components from one location to the another location, some material handling equipments are required. But here, in case of a product layout, such types of the material handling equipments are not required, because once the operations are performed on the machine number 1, automatically through this particular belt drive or the chain drive, automatically that product or the raw material can be moved in the forward direction. Once the operations are performed on the second machine, automatically it will be moved to the next machine. Like that, your product will be manufactured. Therefore, whatever the cost is required for the material handling, that cost is very less as compared to the process layout. Then labor cost is also decreases as the work is simple and broken into the parts. So here, whatever the number of laborers are required, that number of laborers are also very, very less, because here totally automatic line is there. Sometimes the 2 machines, 3 machines, it can be handled by the same operator only. Therefore, once the operation will perform the turning operation, immediately it will be moved to the milling machine, and the same operator can perform the milling operations. Once the milling operations will be over, then immediately it will be moved to the drilling machine or drilling operations. He will perform the drilling operation and the product will be moved in the forward direction. Therefore, whatever the labor cost is required, that labor cost is also required. So these are major advantages. Then another important advantage is that easy and accurate scheduling of the material. So easy and accurate scheduling of the material, that means here already we have finalized that which type of the products I have to manufacture. And if I have to manufacture that particular product, what is my sequence of operations? Once your sequence of operation is finalized, then according to that particular sequence of operation, immediately I will set the sequence of machine also. And once the sequence of machine is to be finalized, immediately I can start my that particular production. Therefore, whatever the production is there, it is very easy and accurate for the material handling. And important advantage is related to that better utilization of machine and the worker. So whatever the 3 important resources are there, that is man, material, and the machine. Out of that, if I am using this particular product layout in my industry, at that time, the better utilization of the machines and the workers will be taking place. Because whatever the machines are provided in the line, whatever the machines are provided in this particular product layout or the line layout, all the machines are in working only. If the single machinery is stationary, at that time, the total line you have to stop. So whatever the required machines are there, that required machines only I am providing in the sequence. If drilling operations I am not performing, then also I have provided the drilling machine. There is no any use of that particular drilling machine. So if the drilling operations are not required, so need not required to provide the drilling machines. So like that, better utilization of the machines and the workers will be taking place through this particular product layout. So these are some advantages related to the material handling, related to the accuracy, then related to the better utilization, then sequence of the operations. But it is having some major disadvantages also, that is lack of flexibility. So here my the sequence of operation is totally set. Sequence of machine, it is also finalized. But if I have to go for the modification, because my type of product, if it is modified, according to the requirement of that particular new product, I have to change the sequence of operation. If I will change the sequence of operation, I have to change the sequence of that particular machines also. Therefore, here in this particular product type of layout, so whatever the sequence of machine, it is finalized. So I have to break that particular sequence of operation, and as per the requirement of new product, new sequence I have to finalize, and according to that particular new sequence of operations, I have to set the machines once again as per the new sequence. So whatever the lack of flexibility is there, it is very, very less. And also, whenever I have to change the sequence of machine, again some amount of time is required, again somewhat cost is also required. Then second disadvantage is that breakdown of any machines in the sequence may result in the stop of the production. So in between, in this particular production line, in this particular product type of layout, if the breakdown of any machine is taking place, at that time we have to stop total production line. For example, through this particular figure, I am performing turning operation by using the lathe machine. I am performing the milling operation by using the milling machine. But if this drilling machine is under the maintenance, or the breakage of the drilling machine is taking place, at that time, after the milling operation, first of all, we have to perform the drilling operation. Then we have to go for the assembly. But as the breakdown of the drilling operation or the drilling machine is taking place, so here I am unable to perform the drilling operations. At that time, you have to stop this total production line. And if the production line, it will get stopped, your production time is increases, production cost is increases, and automatically it will be affect on your total productivity. Therefore, if any stoppage of the machine is taking place, breakdown of the machine is to be taking place, at that time you have to stop total production line, and this is the major disadvantage of this particular product layout or the line layout. Then capital investment is also very high. So why capital investment is very high? Because here the sequence of operation is set as per the requirement of the product. If I am manufacturing 100 products, 100 different products, so for 100 products, for 100 type of new products, 100 product layouts are required, or 100 line layouts are required, because all the 100 products are not similar to each other. All the products are different. If the product is different, then their manufacturing process or their sequence of operation is also very different. If your sequence of operation is different, then your sequence of machineries, it also get varies. Therefore, if I have to install new sequence of machines, at that time very high investment is there in case of a product type of layout. So this is the basic difference between, or the basic things related to the product layout or the line layout. And what is the basic difference is there in between process layout and the product layout? That difference also I have explained through this particular advantages and the disadvantages. In addition to that, here also I have represented the comparison between the product layout and the process layout. So here in the first column I have represented important things which is called as the characteristics. Then second column, all the things related to the product layout, and third column, all the things related to the process layout. So these are the different points. So total 11 points are there. So this particular 11 points, I have taken the comparison between the product layout and the process layout. If I will take the example, for example, fourth point, workflow. So in case of a product layout, the workflow is straight line. So whatever the layout I have designed in case of a product layout or the line layout, so that layout should be perfectly straight. That layout should be perfectly straight. The sequence of operation of all the products, same sequence of operation for all the types of products. But in case of a process layout, the variable flow for the each type of products. In case of a process layout, I am not manufacturing the similar type of products. In process layout, I am not manufacturing the similar type of the product. Therefore, the sequence of machine is not finalized, or whatever the flow of the material is there, that flow of the material is totally variable. But in case of a product layout, I am manufacturing similar type of product in the mass quantity. Therefore, whatever the layout I have designed, it is perfectly straight and same sequence of operation for the all the types of products. Okay, then I will take some another example. Flexibility, point number 9. Flexibility for the product layout, it is very low, because here the sequence of operation is totally finalized, and according to that particular sequence of operation, the sequence of machines, it is also finalized. And if I have to go for the modification can be taking place, but large amount of cost is required and the large amount of time is required for the further modification. But if the maximum flexibility is given in case of a process layout, because once your sequence of operation it will get changed, that sequence of operations or that sequence of machines, it will not be affected on the process type of layout, because in the process layout the machines are not arranged in the sequence. All the similar type of machines are grouped together. But in case of a product layout, the machines are arranged in proper sequence as per the requirement of the product. So these are the basic comparison between the product layout and the process layout, and that comparison has taken through this particular 11 points. So each and every type of layout, it is having some advantages, it is having some disadvantages, but as per the requirement of the industry, we have to use that particular type of layout in the industry. Therefore, in case of a small scale industries or in case of a medium scale industries, maximum times the process layout they are using. But whatever the big scale industries are there, for example, Mahindra and Mahindra, Tata Motors, Force Motors. So in such types of the big scale industries, we are manufacturing the similar type of products, similar type of vehicles, similar type of two-wheeler vehicles in one day. Means we are taking the mass production. So in that case, we are using the product type of layout in case of a big scale industries. And then we'll discuss about the fixed position layout. So what is meant by the fixed position layout? So through this particular figure, so whatever the figure is in front of you, so this represents the fixed position layout. So this particular fixed position layout, it is also called as a project type of layout. It is also called as a project type of layout. If you take the example of our sugar industry, so if I have to start the sugar industry, so for the sugar industry, it should not be started in the by using the process type of layout or the product type of layout. So in the sugar industry, I'm not using the sequence of operations or the sequence of mission, because the sugar industry, we have to start at the fixed location. Whenever I have to start my sugar industry, first of all, we have to finalize the area, and in that particular area only, I have to start my total construction. So here I am not finalizing the sequence of operations, but here whatever the major equipments are required, so whatever the major tools are required, that all the tools, all the machines I have to bring to that particular site only. So in the process layout or in case of a product layout, the sequence of operation is finalized, all the machines are grouped together. But here, in case of a fixed position layout, I have to take all the machineries, all the equipment near to that particular sugar industry only. So for that purpose, so whatever the figure is in front of you, you can see here your project site is there at the center, and if I have to start that particular project site, so here the suppliers will provide all the important material to this particular project site. Then these are the human resources, all the workers or the laborers are provided to that particular project site. Then some additional material resources are there. These are provided, all the materials. Then if energy is required, then I will bring that particular energy near to that particular site only. So whatever the transportation facilities are required, I will bring all those particular transport facilities near to that particular site only. Means here your project site is totally stationary. Here your project site is totally stationary. Whatever the number of resources are required, that resources I will bring near to that particular project site only. But in case of a process layout, in case of a product layout, all the resources are not bring together. If I will take the example of product layout, initially the lathe machine will perform, then milling machine will perform, the drilling machine will be performed. Like that, product will be moved in the forward direction, and at the end you will get the final product. But here, if you see your site, project site is totally stationary, and if I have to start that particular project, or if I have to start that particular sugar industry, in order to build that particular sugar industry, whatever the number of inputs are required, that inputs I will bring at one location only, and then I will start the construction. So such types of the fixed position layout, they are mostly used for the heavy duty applications or the heavy duty components. For example, I have taken the example of sugar industry. Then if we have to build the ship, the ship is there, so very big ships are there, or if you have to build the aeroplanes, some aircrafts. So for such types of the heavy duty components, the assembly line is not provided. So that ship or that particular sugar industry or the aeroplanes, they are built or they are manufactured at one location only. But to manufacture that particular ship, to manufacture that particular aeroplane, so whatever the input resources are required, that input resources are bring to that particular location where the ship building is going on, where aeroplane building is going on. Therefore, here the position of that particular product is totally fixed. So whatever the final product you will get in the form of ship, in the form of aeroplane, in the form of sugar industry, their location is totally fixed. Therefore, such types of the layout are called as a fixed position layout. Again, here you can see the second figure, in which if I have to build the bridge, so this is the construction part. So if I have to build the bridge, so whatever the number of inputs are there, so for example, some material storages are to be required, so I have to store some cement, then some steel materials are there. So for that purpose, the material storage 1, material storage 2, material storage 3, these are located near to that particular bridge location only. Then whatever the contractors are required, in that particular contractor, some engineers are there, some supervisors are there, some laborers are there. So that engineer, supervisors, laborers, they are coming towards to that particular bridge. Then whatever some machines are required, some tractors are required, some other machines are required for the construction purpose, that all the tractors, machines, material handling equipment, that we have to bring near to that particular bridge only. And again, some other employees are required for the construction purpose, that employees also we have to take near to that particular bridge only. And like that, we have to start the construction of the bridge. So it is not like that we have to manufacture the bridge in the industry, and then I have to take that particular bridge from the industry and I will install on the any type of river. So such types of the condition will not be taking place. And in our day-to-day applications also, you have observed that particular things. If I have to build the bridge on any river at the time, so whatever the facilities are required, whatever the number of input resources are required, that we are taking near to that particular river, and directly the construction of that particular bridge will be start near to that particular river only. Therefore, as I am starting that particular total construction near to that particular river or the fixed layout or fixed position, therefore this particular layout is called as a fixed position layout, where the position of the final product is totally fixed. Therefore, the name is given like a fixed position layout. And for that purpose, I have given the basically 4 examples. One is the construction of the sugar industry. It is totally fixed. The construction will be started at fixed location only. So for that purpose, whatever the contracts are required, whatever the machines are required, whatever the different types of the machine installations are required, they are coming to that particular sugar industry site and they will start their work. If I have to start the construction of the ship, if I have to start the construction of the aeroplanes, so whatever the facilities are required, whatever the machines are required, whatever the labors are required, they are comes together at that location and then they will start their work. Similarly, if I have to start the construction of the bridge, so for the bridge construction, whatever the materials are required, whatever the equipments are required, the contractors, supervisors, engineers, employees are required, they are comes together and they will start the construction of the bridge at one location only, where the location is totally finalized, it is totally fixed. Therefore, this layout is called as a fixed position layout. And for this particular figure number 1 and for this particular figure number 2, in the figure number 1 you can see here the project site is there. Maybe it will be your project in the form of sugar industry, and in the second one civil application is there where we have to start the construction of the bridge. So for that purpose the bridge position is totally fixed. Here the project site or the sugar industry, it is also totally fixed. Therefore in the both the figures it represents the fixed position layout. Then these are the some important points related to the fixed position layout, where this is also called as a project layout. This is also called as a project layout, because whenever I am starting my project in the form of sugar industry, in the form of manufacturing of ship, in the form of manufacturing of aeroplanes, in the form of manufacturing of the construction of the bridge, so I am starting my project at that fixed location. Therefore this layout is called as a project layout. Then in this layout, materials and the major components remains in fixed position. So whatever the material is required to start the construction, that material is totally fixed. It is provided near to that particular site only. And whatever the major components are required, it is also remains fixed. Then tools, machineries, mains, other materials are brought to that particular location. So whenever I am starting or wherever I am starting my that particular project, at that location I have to bring all the types of tools, machinery, workers and other materials. I have to take all these particular resources near to that particular location only. Then this layout is suitable when one or few pieces of identical heavy products are manufactured, when assembly consists of large number of heavy parts. If you take the example of ship, if you take the example of aeroplane, if you take the example of sugar industry, it is very big in the construction. Means so many heavy components are there. So in such cases, we have to take that particular components at the fixed locations only, or you have to manufacture such types of the heavy products at the fixed location only. Assembly of the ship is not possible. Assembly of the aeroplane is not possible, because in that aeroplane, in that particular ship, so many heavy components are there. So it is very difficult to handle that particular heavy components from one location to the second location. So to avoid that particular difficulties, we have to start their construction at fixed location only. If the transportation of this heavy part is very high, such types of the layouts are very used. That's why I have given. If the transportation of that particular heavy part is very high, transportation cost or maximum time, if you have to move that particular heavy components from one location to the second to third, so your time is also increases, your cost is also increases, and it also becomes very hazardous to that particular operators only. So to avoid that particular situations, such types of the big products will be manufactured at the fixed location only. Therefore, whenever you have seen some videos related to the construction of the ship, so the construction of the ship is taking place near to that particular river or near to the lake or near to that particular sea only. Because once your construction is over, immediately you have to take that particular ship in that particular river or in that particular sea or in that particular lake. But it should be at fixed location only. The construction of the ship is taking place at the fixed location. So many big parts are there, so many plates are required, so many materials are to be required. Therefore, it should be manufactured at the fixed position only. So this is about the fixed position layout, where the name itself suggests that the position of the final product is totally fixed. So for such types of the layout, the capital investment is very minimum. Why capital investment is minimum? Because whenever I have to start such types of the big or heavy components, only required machineries I am taking to that particular site. If milling machine is not required, so need not required to take the milling machine at that location. If drilling machine is not required, need not required to take the drilling machine at that particular location. So whatever the important resources are there, that important resources only I have to take at that location only. Also, in case of a fixed position layout, the maximum flexibility is there. Why the maximum flexibility is there? Because here the sequence of operation is not finalized. So whenever I have to go for the modification in the construction, immediately I can go for the modification and I will start my work. Therefore, the maximum flexibility is provided in the fixed position layout whenever I have to go for the modification. Then it reduces the movement of machineries and the equipments. All the machineries are totally fixed at one location only because I am building all these particular heavy components at one location only. Therefore, the movement of the machine from one location to the second, movements of the equipment from one location to the another location, it is not taking place as compared to the product layout or as compared to the process type of layout. Then minimum damage will be taking place. So only required components I am using for that particular construction purpose. So minimum damage will be taking place. Then it is having some disadvantages also. So disadvantages in the form of the movement of people and the material. It's very expensive. So whenever I have to take some of the people's workers, so here we have to travel the maximum distance because such types of the heavy components it will be manufactured at some another region and the labors are not available at that particular region. So we have to take that particular skilled operators, labor, supervisors from another locations. We have to bring all that particular input resources at one location. That means sometimes the transportation cost it will get increases. One more disadvantage is that whatever the equipments are to be provided, all the equipments I am not using simultaneously. Sometimes the drilling machines I am using, for some cases, drilling machine will not be useful. Sometimes I am using the welding machine, but in such conditions, the welding machines will not be useful. So all the equipments, all the accessories, all the machines, it cannot be used simultaneously. But if you think about the product layout, in the product layout, whatever the machines are provided in the sequence, each and every machines we have to utilize for the manufacturing purpose. But in case of a fixed position layout, so whatever the machines are provided, that machines, just wait. Okay. So whatever the machines are provided near to that particular fixed position layout, all the machines I am not using simultaneously. So the dead investments will be taking place. So these are the some advantages and the disadvantages of the fixed position layout. Okay. So with this, today we will stop here because you are having one online session based on the today's function. So you will get that particular Facebook live link on your WhatsApp group, and accordingly you have to join that particular session. Okay, so with this today we will stop here. One more type of layout is remaining, which is called as group technology. That layout we will take in the next lecture.